Hello Aquarius and welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 30th through to the 6th of October. New format on the Astroflower. If you're after the messages and the tarot reading, it will be timestamped in the description below. But beforehand, we're going to have a look at the energies of what's going on with the sun and etc., how it's influencing the earth, and then how it's influencing your individual sign. Okay, so if you want the tarot reading, it is linked on a timestamp in the description below. Okay, so without further ado, let's just get on and see what's actually been going on with the sun. Let's just open up that Astroflower there. So yes, as you can well see here, there's sort of bright spots. Now that's fire and air energy. Not a great deal going on in that sort of direction. We'll see that in a minute with the X-ray flux. But also you can see, like up here, for example, dark patches, which is called corona holes. There is another one around here. And these corona holes are earth energies. The other thing you may well notice is that these dark filaments that go across the surface of the sun here, as you can well see, and they've been erupting. A few of them have been erupting, not major eruptions, it's got to be said, very simple eruptions, but they're water, and they seem to be the main feature on the sun. But because there's not a lot in the way of explosive eruptions, there's another energy that's going on which you will be interested in because it's all about air. So let's just see what that's all about. Here we have the KP index, and this is about the eruptions that are going on off the sun. And as you can see, it's been pretty constant, but it does have a general uptick, and it has been upticking for the last sort of week, I would say, week or so, but not majorly flaring. There has been an M flare last week, but it didn't really do much. And this increase of sort of background noise, if you like, is creating what I would call the air energy. So it creates like static electricity in the air, and you may notice that there may be a few complications with your computer or your telephone and etc., because it doesn't like that sort of thing. So this is where we have this air energy, which seems to be the main component. So we got air followed by water. That's the two combinations that we're going to be looking at within your flower. And then the third one, which is the corona hole, which is the earth energy, followed by fire. So it's all about water and air and how we see the combinations in the two. I will say as well, here we got the KP index, and the KP index has been really dropping out. It comes back as well, but you'll notice down here, just at the couple of days ago, the actual KP index literally just dropped out totally. Now, when it drops out totally for more than 24 hours, that is what is called a cosmic ray alert. That creates other sort of situations. But this is where it's introducing the air energy into the situation, because the earth itself is a lot calmer, and that's putting a lot of pressure on the atmosphere, as we saw with the hurricane in Florida. But also there's some big storms heading towards Northern Europe, UK, Northern France, that sort of thing. And there's several of them. That'll be in the energy update during the week. If you want to know more about what's going on with the prana energy, or the chi energy, or the ki energy, or the pneuma, depends on what you want to call it, the life force, make sure you go and see our energy updates, which come out usually on a Monday or a Tuesday or Wednesday. And that gives us a head up where we get messages from the earth. It's chakra sequencing as well, according to the ley line, the energies that are going across the earth. So it's mainly sort of earth, air energy, and water. So let's just have a quick look at sort of what's going on with your flower. Here we have your flower in front of us, and obviously the main thing you will notice is that fixed air that's across the top, but you do have that fixed water at the bottom. You are the water bearer at the end of the day, equivalent of John the Baptist. You're pouring water onto Capricorn, pouring water onto Capricorn. So this gives you that air and water mix. So in theory, it should be good for you at the moment here, driving your sort of in curiosity with the world that is around you. And I think that's going to be the main thing that we can sort of see within you, of how you interact with the world outside, and possibly pushing your energies outwards. And we'll probably see that on the tarot reading in a minute. The main two petals that we need to be looking at are these two petals here. Now, this is your karmic message on your financial side, or your job or your material life, but also on your connection to the universe on the same side, on to do with the material side of life. And you can see on the right hand side, you do have water and fire going on here. So you're very passionate about life and passionate about emotionally moral situations in life, let's say. And on your financial side, you like the logic of business and the way that you can get your passions into that sort of logic. So those are the main two ones that we will be looking into. It may get a bit sloppy in your future. You may not necessarily be able to see the future very, very clearly at the moment, because you're waiting for those passions to kick in. Now, I did say on the energy updates about sort of 6 months ago, this was going to exactly happen on the sun. I got it completely right. We had an uptick in May and in June, and then I said it was going to drop out right through to October. And I would have thought that fire is going to be back into the system between the 6th and the 20th of October. I think that's when it's going to be really kicking back in. And we do have a solar eclipse on the 2nd. I will try and do a sort of live for that as well, going into the collective reading for that. So make sure you're subscribed and you've clicked that bell so you got the notifications for when we're doing it. So these are the two petals here, the main two petals that we will be interested in, I think, in this tarot reading. So without further ado, let's just get on and bring up the Astro Flower. There it is there. Okay, I can put my pipe down. I can put my pipe down and let's just see what's going on with the overall energies here. Okay, so here we go. We got the overall energies. It's just connecting to you, Aquarius. It seems to be playing into this section here. Now, this section here, this is where you got the cardinal energies that are going up through your karmic path. And you've got that cardinal fire, and you may be looking at passions in the world and how you can convert your your past into your future more than anything else. Sorry, I'm just getting myself sorted on my chair. Past to your future. That's what it seems to be, where from within it feels like you want to get things done. Now, you got to be careful with that. Simply because with the air energy, air is not solid, although you are air and etc. But you've got to be slightly wary with that you don't get caught out going faster than the rhythm of life, because it can create frustrations within your life. So I would just be a little bit wary of that. On your financial side, there is a lot playing on down here, and it's possibly working out the logic of how you emotionally put yourself into it. But there is a big thing coming. I think you're planning for a big future, or you're trying to put into place maybe getting a new job, starting a business, or developing your business. But it's according to your karmic path, and it's according to the connection with the outside world, about an opportunity that you're trying to exploit within your financial world into your future. And that may need a bit of mechanic and may need a bit of organization. Yeah, you get the Page of Wands, Page of Cups, sorry. So the Page of Cups here is all about sort of saying what was impossible, trying to make it possible. It could also be like that you're dreaming a little bit of the future and trying to get the future really installed in your life. And this is where you need to be a little bit wary of illusions and keep your feet on the ground and don't get carried away, and because you may just create a lot of frustration for you. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship side of your life. this plays into the outside, and this is where I think it's like trying to convert it in this section here, trying to convert the past to the future. And your karmic message is really playing out outside, sort of kind of going, I want to explore, I want to explore. The universal energies, that's also opening up. Now, watch out that you don't get caught up in too many different things, because there seems to be a lot of things there, and the universe is encouraging you to go out there, but it's not filtering a lot. So you have to do a lot of filtering yourself about what sort of relationships you really want to be putting your time, effort, and emotions into. In your past self, this plays into this. It may be a case here that you had an idea of what love should be like, and it's you want to be the way you apply it in the outside world is according to your ultimate dreams. And maybe there's people around you that doesn't really adhere to that. So you just got to be a little bit wary that you don't just get caught out sort of believing something, and that's not necessarily what the other people believe around you. So you may be feeding yourself a false narrative. So I'll just be a little bit wary of that. In your future self, there's a lot going on. This is very, very passionate. There seems to be a point that you need to, you need to get this point across. This is what it feels like. You need to get a point across to the world around you by sort of saying, I thought we were doing this, and we discussed it, and etc. This could be with your partner, and finally your partner's actually been thinking about doing something else and has had reservations about it. And there seems to be a heated moment in the future here that you need to be aware of. And I think this is where the illusions will stop you from sort of like getting carried away in that. On the lessons for the week here, I'm getting all that glitters is not gold. So I think you got to just be wary about, more than anything else, about selling yourself an illusion. On your karmic path here, you get the Three of Pentacles. Good quality work that you've done on yourself, and you're expecting it from the world around you. And this is on your karmic path. And you've got to be sure about this. So I think communication is definitely key when you're talking to your partner or people that are around you. I think you need to be very sure about this. So communication is key. When you explain how you foresee the future with your partner or with anybody that is around you, they've got to be on the same page. This seems to be like the main thing that comes out of it. And the universe is giving you the Nine of Pentacles. And the good thing about the Nine of Pentacles, on this side she's got 6 pentacles, and that side she's got 3 pentacles. Now, this is about you putting forward the good work in the world around you. And the anticipation, or the putting the bar, people may not be able to live up to your own personal expectations. Be wary of that. That's what I think it is more than anything else. And you get the Empress down on the past self. I think within these 3 petals here, it's very clear for you. And the Empress is all about combining a lot of different aspects of life. And she has a control over her emotions. So I think she... you know what you sort of want out of life, and it does produce enormous amount of rewards for you by you implementing it within your life. And so there is a great deal of things that you can create as you go forward. And in your future self, you get the King of Wands. As I said, I think there's this fire coming up through here. And I think this is what you're really putting a lot of faith into. But the King of Wands is all about standing in your power. It's all about following on a pathway regardless. And this is where it might get a little bit heated. And I think you should stand your ground, basically, when in regards to relationships. And this could be simple things with how, you run the house, or run the family, or doing social activities with your partner or without your partner, whatever it is. It just seems like you need to stand by your ground. All that glitters is not gold. It's an incredibly powerful reading, really. You get the King of Pentacles. You should know this. You should know the King of Pentacles is a very learned person. And I think you've learned an incredible amount. And that's why you're doing some good quality work. It's on your karmic path to do that. Just make sure, and I think you've got all the capacities in the world to deal with it, but just make sure that everybody's on the same page, that there's no illusions in the situation. Okay, let's just find out what's going on your financial side. Your karmic path is very straight. It's straight up. It's slightly going into the past. So basically, it's very well, your pathway is defined for you. You know what you should be knowing, what you want in life. And it is already something that you've been working on. And I would stick to the plan, as it were. It seems like on your karmic path. The universal energies is playing into here. Maybe this is where you're getting an understanding of how something works within your career path, within your business or your job. You're starting to understand that how, say, like for bizarre things like ice cream. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but when temperature changes just by 1 degree, changes the flavor of ice cream that people buy. And there's a real science about it. Go and check it out on the internet. I think I first saw it with this bloke in France, in Paris. And it's a little bit like that. It's understanding the inner workings of your career path and your business. So actually, what seemed impossible in the past can now become possible. And that's possibly what that great future is all about. And your past self here, it's not really getting in the way. It's like it's compact. You've done the work in the past. You know what work you've done. You can stand on that work. It's a really good foundation for you going forward. And in your future self, there's a lot of fire that comes in here. You've only got this mutable fire that comes up this section here, but you do have that Capricorn energy, that comes around there, that is leading here, that's leading in the front. And Capricorn is a very logical person as well. They're also very practical, earthy, and they tend to get involved in the mechanic side of things. So this is possibly where you're understanding about the mechanics of how your career works, or how your business works, or your projects work, and that sort of allows you to open a door that really bursts you through and takes you to another level. I've got like looking through a keyhole, and it's like if you're in a room, and that room, you've discovered everything within that room. There's nothing left to discover. Okay, this is what is sort of scenario. And you go up to the door and you look through the keyhole in the door. And because you're looking through something very small, but after that, as you look through the keyhole, you see that there's a massive, room behind that door. And there's a whole new dimension to go into and explore. And I think this is all about that. It's all about sort of like peering into the new dimension before you step into it. That's the sort of feeling I get from it. So I would try things out, look at things, how things logically work for you. Okay, on your karmic path, you have a leap of faith. I think this is very true. I think you've got to take that leap of faith about how understanding of how things work. And it is going on to something really big. And it could be a bit daunting as well, taking that leap of faith. I think you're going to be fine, because I think you've done the work on in the past. And look at that, you get the Two of Cups from the universe. This is almost sort of saying here, once you're into alignment with your business, with your career path, or with your job, whatever you're doing, and once you start getting into alignment with it, all of a sudden that opens that door from being the impossible to the possible. And it bodes incredibly well for you in that respect. In the past, you have the Four of Swords. Yeah, I think you've done the work. I think you feel very comfortable about what you've done, about your knowledge, about your understanding, your qualifications, all of that sort of things. I think you're very sort of, it brings you a lot of security, a lot of confidence going forward, because you've got a lot of air in there, and it's fixed air as well that comes around your fixed air, and the fixed air that comes around the universal petal there. So it's very much within your remit, as it were. And I think you feel very, very comfortable about what you've done in the past. In your future self, you get the King of Cups. We've now got 3 kings on the table. You are really stepping into your power, and this energy, maybe of the earth, the air energy, is really helping you out. This is an opportunity. So this is getting into a line with your business or your career path, your whatever you're doing in your material world, knowing how it works. Once you know how it works, you combine those 2 cups there, the impossible and the possible. And all of a sudden, it's converting those emotions into reality. And that's what we can see with that water energy that is down here that you've got in the base petals. And this is in your future, there seems to be an opportunity coming in that really sits well with you, really sits well with your ideals of emotionally how you engage with your business, your career path, or your job. It certainly it can bring a lot of growth within your life if you approach whatever you're doing, because everybody's doing something completely different. Whatever you're doing in life, if you approach that sort of logical working out of your business and understanding different aspects of it all, you're going to really sort of go on into some beautiful things. And there you have the Temperance card. For me personally, this is a very Aquarian card. She's got 1 foot on the land, 1 foot on the water. Okay, and she's passing that water in the air, and she's umming and ahhing about things. And this is where I sort of saying you should be looking through the keyhole at the possibilities of the world that is around you within your business space. Don't seize on it now. Just notice what is available. It's going to make you look very smart in regards to investors or bosses or whatever you want to be doing, because you're getting into a line and finding out the inner workings of your business or your career path, and it's going to make you look very smart. Let's just see what's going on with the Light Seers card. Now, this is the sort of energy that comes in from around you. You get the 9 of Pentacles with the Page of Cups. You get the 9 of Pentacles twice now on the table, and it's also both on your relationship side. It's saying what is ready, what is worth it, and this is where I'm sort of saying, make sure communications are there, that everyone's on the same page. And it's going to make you realize what part of the pathway in regards to your relationships, your emotions, are actually ready for harvesting. It also gives you a laser focused vision of what you want in the future. And I think this is where you've got to stand by your ideals, basically, in that sort of thing. And I think it becomes pretty clear for you more than anything else. You get the Temperance card with the 3 of Pentacles. I've got a funny feeling you're doing all the work here, Aquarius, in regards to relationships, emotions, and so forth around you. And relationships are a little bit like that. Sometimes, you swing off each other. Sometimes one person is the front runner, and then you're the front runner, and it goes really well if you play off one another. But I think you're doing a lot of the work here. And look at that, the King of Swords with the 9 of Pentacles. This is all about judgment, wisdom, and this is where I'm sort of saying to you, in the outside world, seeing what works for you, how it works well with other people. I will just say, look at that. You've got every single king on the table. What the blazes. It is incredibly powerful reading, and it's really empowering reading as well for you. Really standing in your power on both sides of your life. On both sides of your life. With the Empress, you get the the magician. The magician is taking and using all the elements that are around them, exactly the same thing as the Empress card there. And I think from your past, you have all the elements that you need to manifest what you so desire. And this is where you've got to stand by your decision, stand by your reasoning within the world. And look at that, King of the King of Wands with the Queen of Cups. Very passionate, vibrant. Now, obviously, that can overflow, and that's maybe what you need to be a little bit wary of, that energy overflowing. But your enthusiasm for the future, I think, is going to be... I think it almost feels like you've got to convince something, something to someone. And it could be like you've got to convince someone, your partner, to kind of go, well, look, let's buy this house here. It's a really good idea. And there seems to be a lot of that's going on. You're creating a lot for the future. And with the King of Pentacles, you get the Ten of Pentacles. Not all that glitters is gold, but you will see what the gold is. I think you're seeing the golden nuggets of life, of what can be created within your relationship. And I think this is where this week here, I think you do need to stand by your sort of morals. I think you need to stand by your planning, and people need to get on board with it. And there's a little bit of convincing or selling that you need to do within your couple in order for it to really work. On your financial side, with the Page of Cups, you get the Six of Cups. It's all about your past. It's all about the knowledge that you've done, the understanding. And it's all about sort of exploring different aspects of the mechanics within your career path and your business path. I think this is where you're going to get a lot of results. The Fool card, yeah, it's exploring that future. The Fool is quite happily going along on his pathway, and with that you get the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is a whole new dimension. It's about going through a door. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier on, and it's combining your plan with the plan of others. So basically it's combining your business with, because you understand how your business works and how the sales works and everything like that. You can do it in a slightly different way, and it works really well for you. And it's within your, it's your destiny to go through that door of success, basically. With the Two of Cups, you get the Six of Swords. Yeah, that may have been with that Four of Swords that's in the past as well. It may have been complicated in the past for you. It may have been complicated in the past, but you getting into alignment with yourself is going to help you to sort of, really build upon the understanding and the knowledge that you've created over the past. And it's going to bring you to a much more happier climbs, as it were. With the Four of Swords, you get the Justice. I think you were right. I think you see it all right at the moment. I think things are really going well for you in the respect that you are seeing life for what it is, and seeing it truly. And people around you may not see it as well as you do. And so you just gotta be wary of those people, but also at the same time, you've got to get wary of people kind of going, you think you're all right all the time, but you are. That's the funny thing. You are. Look at that. In the future, going through that portal, that is what the World card's all about. It's going through a doorway into a brand new dimension, and that's what you get with that as well. It's like absolutely amazing for you, really. With the King of Cups, you get the World card. Sorry, I've got them mixed up. With the World card, and the World card has all the elements, as I said. It has all the fire, the air, the water, and the fire, the air, the water, and the earth. energy. It has everything for you in this new paradigm you're going to. And the King of Cups is helping you there by converting your emotions into reality. With the Temperance card, you get the Ten of Wands. A little bit interesting, to be honest. Sometimes Capricorn energy can help you can bog you down, and you've got that Capricorn energy that goes through here. So you just don't want to get too bogged down of being patient with the outside world, and maybe you need to provoke it a little bit. And I think that's what the leap of faith is all about. You have to provoke your destiny within the world around you. So then people around you can actually be conscious of who you are and the brilliance you bring to the situation. If you're looking at your business, I would be wary just to sort of try things out without getting it too heavy into it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's where you can sort of explore the avenues of the possibilities within your business. On your relationship side, as I said earlier on, you know where you're going. There seems to be, you need to bring people along with you into that plan, into that ideal, so you can finally convert the impossible into possible. There you go, Aquarius. Don't forget about the energy updates on our channel. Thanking you very much for all the support you give to this channel through the YouTube system. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.